about her. We're going to have one last story now from Scott.
Scott?
Yes, Scott.
Thank you. I can't tell if this is on or not.
It's on. It's on outside.
I believe you. Hi, my name is Scott Gilbert, and I work with the national organization refusefascism.org. When I was 13 years old, I was reading the Diary of Anne Frank for school, like many of us. I started to talk to my mom about this, who's a Holocaust survivor, and she disappeared into another room and came back a few minutes later. And she was holding a picture of her and Annalise Frank. I was stunned. We got into this some, talked about the history, and then I blurted out, as any teenagers would, how did the German people allow that to happen? And she went silent. And that day, and this is over 50 years ago, I said, never again. And I decided to devote, then and there, to devote my life to fighting fascism. But little did I know that fascism would come to power in the U.S. 50 years later. I remember meeting Otto Frank in Switzerland and having him show me his concentration camp tattoo. Today, I think of the children in the concentration camps along the U.S. Mexico border with indelible ink numbered tattoos. And yes, Amazon is part of this crime.
Shame.
I ask myself, what if my grandparents had been part of a mass movement, day after day, to drive out Hitler's regime before it became consolidated? On August 11th, thousands of Jews in 50 locations all across the U.S. took to the streets during the day of mourning, Tisha B'Av, to demonstrate against Trump's policies around the current concentration camps with civil disobedience. These people are heroes, and these actions must continue. People must ask themselves and their neighbors, what will it truly take to shut down these concentration camps? And act commensurate with that answer and understanding. We cannot say that we don't know what is happening today in our name. We do know. We have history to learn from. Never again means going beyond the words and acting on those words. We all know Pastor Niemöller, who wrote his famous poem, "First they came for the communists, and I was not a communist, so I did not say anything. Then they came for the labor unionists, etc., etc. And then they came for me, and there was nobody to speak up." But he also said something, even in my mind, more profound a year later. Through us, the German people, infinite wrong was brought over many peoples and countries. And then he talked about what would it have been like if the thousands of Protestant pastors had stepped up early, even if some of us died, I'm quoting his words, to stop what happened with millions of people who lost their lives, us Jews, but many others as well. The beginning of fascism is not jackboots. Though, by the way, we did see some of that last Saturday by the police. Side note, there is a shame Mayor Walsh demonstration this coming Saturday. But I wrote an essay, that's a side note, blue by day, white by night. You can figure out what that is. Go, sister. But not only were they, beating demonstrators who were against straight pride, aka Make America Great Again rally, but people need to know, where did Trump get that expression, Make America Great Again? Hitler. Yes. Make Germany whole again. People need to understand this link. And lastly, the beginning of fascism is not rail cars carrying people to their deaths. That's the end of fascism. The whole point of Never Again is to stop fascism before it is too late, sisters and brothers. Tragically, we are already beyond words as children are dying in these concentration camps. In my mother's time after World War II, people said, "Don't be a good German." Well, today we need to say, "Don't be a good American." This is why I'm working with Never Again Action. This is why I've devoted my life to fighting and refusing fascism. Mic check. Mic check. In the name of humanity. 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 We refuse to accept. We refuse to accept. A fascist America. A fascist America. This nightmare must end. This nightmare must end.